For some businesses, Twitter marketing is still super relevant. In this video, we're going to talk about some beginner to advanced strategies and techniques for Twitter marketing today for your business or your marketing agency. So stay tuned, here we go. All right, welcome back and thank you for joining me. My name is Steen, also known as Serial Entrepreneur, and at this channel we talk all about starting a marketing agency, building a personal brand, or really just using digital marketing to build any business online. So if you're interested in any of those topics, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell in the bottom right-hand corner, and we'll make sure to update you with all of our newest videos, trainings, resources, tools, guides, and free giveaways that we do every single week. Oh, and PS, make sure to stay tuned to the end of today's video, and we'll make sure to get you an SMMA checklist, which is basically all of the tools, resources, applications you'll need, plus a 2-week training to go along with that. That way you get everything you need to know about starting your agency. So guys, let's look at some of the numbers when it comes to Twitter marketing. First and foremost, it still has 383 million monthly users and 500 million tweets are being sent out per day. 54% of the people prefer brands that are on Twitter. So let's look at this. All right, they have a large user base, 383 million monthly, 500 million tweets per day. But what is it saying? 54% of people prefer brands that are on Twitter. So this is telling you that if you're not a brand, a public figure, a celebrity, an athlete, something like that where you're known really well across, a large landscape, then it's going to be difficult for you to stand out on Twitter. That being said, most small and medium-sized businesses that are in a local area aren't really going to utilize Twitter too much. There just isn't too much use there. So keep that in mind when you're creating campaigns for clients. Twitter really isn't something that we want to spend a ton of time on unless they are a large brand, public figure, athlete, celebrity, something like that. So their user base, the demographics skew slightly millennial, okay, meaning it's a much younger demographic as well. There aren't a ton of older people using Twitter unless they are in this little brand of people where they're in the 54% that I was talking about earlier. And again, the older people that are using this platform, they're only using it for business, and it's because they have a public authority. They are known throughout the masses. Twitter is also slightly more female, okay? More female than male. But what we've actually found is that most social platforms are slightly more female than male, if not dominantly female than male. And the reason why is just because women like to be on social platforms a lot more than the average male does. And if you want my personal opinion on social platforms and where Twitter kind of ranks compared to other social platforms, really it's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and then Twitter. And if you want to include YouTube in there, then it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter. As far as most businesses that you're going to take on as clients, or most local and small, medium-sized businesses, that's going to be the way that they rank as far as popularity, as far as usefulness for the business. So just keep that in mind. Again, Twitter is not too useful for a ton of businesses, but it is not dead and it's for a specific reason. It is still useful for specific industries. And the reason why Twitter is actually still pretty prominent is because it's a place for news. What you don't realize is that social and public figures out there actually use this to communicate their thoughts, feelings, emotions about a specific event, about a specific trend or hashtag. So you have to understand, again, how the platform is used and who it's used by, what the platform is really important for. Another reason it's still great in social media is because it gives a way to kind of humanize a brand. Don't look at Twitter as an account that you would use to post business information. If you want to see something useful or something that's been done right, look at how Wendy's actually used their Twitter account, and how McDonald's actually has used their Twitter account in the past to leave funny remarks and comments to people. As a matter of fact, 24.6% of Twitter accounts are actually reported as journalist accounts. So it's showing you that it really is a voice for the media. So if you want an idea of what this actually looks like, again, Wendy's has used this so many times to take conversation and add really a personality to their brand. So you can see right here, our beef is way too cool to ever be frozen, right? And all they did was post a simple picture. Then Thuggy D comes in and says, Wendy's, your beef is frozen and we all know it. Y'all know we laugh at your slogan, fresh, never frozen, right? Like you're really a joke. Sorry to hear that you think that, but you're wrong. We've only ever used fresh beef since we were founded in 1969. So you deliver it raw or on a hot truck. Where do you store cold things that aren't frozen? So as you can see here, this is a perfect example of a brand or a business using it to actually have a conversation and create something funny out of a situation where a guy was really just kind of being a dick. And the cool thing is you can see all of the engagement that it brought them and re-engagement that it brought them just by getting involved with this person's comment and simply responding with something that's kind of funny, but it also might not have been something expected by Wendy's to do. And to finish this out, you can see y'all should just give up. At McDonald's got you guys beat with that dope ass breakfast. NH Ride, you don't have to bring them into this just because you forgot refrigerators existed for a second out there. So you can see here we're having a lot of fun here with this whole person and with everybody who's getting involved with this comment, but it's also giving Wendy's a voice. And you can see this is not the first time that they've done that. They've actually got several different examples. McDonald's has some examples of people talking trash about them on Twitter, and they've done the exact same thing. So understanding how to use Twitter to really bring it to life or bring a business to life is going to be super important for people. So really quickly, guys, a lot of you are marketing agency owners or your business owners, and I'd love to hear your story about your business right below in the comments. Tell me a little bit about your agency. Where are you at in your journey? Do you have clients yet? Do you have your services kind of picked out yet? Do you have operations in place and a team built? Let me know in the comments below, and we'll pick one winner to give away the mentorship program to for 3 months. So now we want to look into how to use Twitter a little bit more specifically. With brands and really with businesses in general, one of the best things that you can do is start conversations. All right, and one of the first things you can do is come up to the search bar and just type in one of your keywords. And again, this works best for brands and personal brands and larger businesses, okay, that have a large regional, national, international reach. But I can come in and I can type in SMMA, and then I can start conversations with people. So I can actually hire a VA to sit on here and have conversations with people about SMMA, potentially answering questions, provoking them to potentially join lead magnets that we're using or look more into our YouTube channel or our content. There's so many different ways that we could drive them or direct them to our brand just by searching keywords that are related and starting conversations. The biggest and most important thing here is just to make sure that you're remaining relevant, that you're actually providing real value when you respond to people and not just some form of fluff answer. So if you're gonna hire a VA to start conversations and drive traffic, kind of manually to your businesses, then make sure that it's worth the time and effort. Don't have them just filling in fluffer answers that aren't really going to do anything. Then obviously make sure that you're also communicating and engaging with people who are commenting and engaging with your brand. That's the easiest way to get people who are interested in your products or services to convert, so you'll definitely want to prioritize them first. Now, Ruan will probably make fun of me a little bit because neither of us are really active on Twitter. Just not yet, at least, but this is a great way to find and contact influencers. So for example, if I wanted to get in contact with Ruan, and it might take a while for this message to get to him, but I could pretty much guarantee that if I sent a message to this account or tweeted this account, that I'd probably get some form of a response really easily because he doesn't have a ton of followers here. Although on, YouTube and other platforms, he has a massive following, right? So this is a great way to connect with influencers and to reach out to them and build those partnerships with them or agreements with them. Another thing to understand about Twitter is the posting frequency. And a lot of people who have branded accounts or large brands, they're posting anywhere from 5 to 15 times per day. Okay, so there is a lot of room for content on Twitter. And the reason why is because if you post something and it doesn't get a ton of interaction, that's okay. It's gone in the massive thread of posts that are already coming across. So you can post again, and really this is a great testing ground for content or topics or ideas to see, especially if you have a large audience, to see what people are already engaging with. The biggest thing from here is to start there and then pretty much analyze, should we post more or maybe a little bit less based on if we add in a post, does our engagement drop? Or if we add in a post, does our engagement increase, right? Those are things you're going to want to look at as far as posting frequency. The next thing that you're actually going to want to be aware of with Twitter is monitoring, okay? And that's why we actually have on my screen here something called TweetDeck. And there are other platforms just like this, but basically it's just a platform that integrates all of your different threads or feeds on Twitter into one place. So you can see here I have my home thread where all of the regular content is being posted, so I can look at competitors that I'm following. I can look right here at notifications to see if people are mentioning me or liking things or tagging things, anything like that. Oh, look at that, Jay Bear. which I thought this was pretty cool because Nick Nimmin and Jay Bear have actually liked a post that I was tagged in. Pretty sweet. We have messages that people are sending. So we have all of our threads were being mentioned, or messages are being sent in one place, and we're able to monitor this very quickly. We're going to go through some other tools later on, but I wanted to mention this tool specifically because of this little section right here. Oh, and PS, if you haven't checked out Twitter's newest feature, or one of their newest features, then check out this video up here in the top right-hand corner if you're interested. Now, we've already gone through TweetDeck, which is really great, right? But let's go through some other tools that we want to mention too. Twiriad, which is great, actually shows you when people are engaging with your tweets. What is the best time for you to tweet? So if you're looking for something like that, this can be a cool tool to help you out with that. Also, Triber. Triber is more considered like an engagement group, like you see on Instagram and Facebook sometimes. If you're looking to get a community of people to support the content you're creating, and they also have similar interests, you could definitely look into something like this. Though I would be cautioned with engagement groups anytime you could join them, because you don't want to join a group that's just feeding you fake follows or fake likes and fake mentions, right? Next is going to be does follow, and this basically asks, does this person follow this person? That's pretty simple. It doesn't have too many applications, but if you're wondering if someone is following someone else to gauge popularity, or whether they, actually appreciate their content or not, this is something that you could actually use. Next is Hashtagify, and this is actually a really cool tool for finding topics to create content about. It's also great for finding hashtags that you need to include inside of your posts, so that way you get more visibility. And it also gives you a bunch of data on which types of hashtags could be related to it, as well as, the top 6 languages used, spelling variants used, which as you can see here, it's just SMMA all caps, SMMA lowercase, SMMA with 1 capital S. This stuff though is very, very useful if you're trying to create content and trying to find people engaging with the content that you're creating, right? And so you can see all of these are posts by people, and then it's just a really cool report that is actually generated for free. All you have to do is click search, and you can even find suggestions. You can find influencers on here. So just all around a really cool tool to use for getting or for marketing on Twitter. All right, so as far as your profile is concerned, guys, again, unless you're really utilizing this for a brand, you're not going to do too much here. And even with brands, Twitter just isn't as flexible with creative elements as other platforms are. So the biggest thing is to make sure that you have your banner photo, some kind of profile photo here that represents the brand, and then you'll want to make sure, again, in your cover photos, anytime you're doing these, make sure text is always moved to the middle. Outside of that, set up your call tag right here, which is my tag right here, is Serial Entrep, because Serial Entrepreneur was already taken. Fill out your information right here. Make sure to include hashtags that are relevant to your brand, like you can see Serial Entrepreneur, hashtag, right? All of these are relevant to my brand. We have a lead magnet. We don't even use this link to promote our website. We actually use it to promote a lead magnet that we have going to drive leads, because again, a ton of traffic doesn't come here anyway. So if they do, we want them to find a lead magnet, which then can take them to the website if they like. Outside of that, guys, the biggest thing is just making sure that your listing, right? We always talk about business listings being claimed. This is one of your listings. It's a social listing. So make sure that you have all of the information possible uploaded for the account. Lastly, outside of that, you just want to know about tweeting, and really it's as simple as clicking tweet, and then you can add images or video, you can add GIFs, and you can even look at polls or adding a location if you'd like. All you have to do is type in your tweet right here, or as far as your content is concerned, your actual copy right here, add your video, and boom. It is a very simple flat platform. And again, if you're not using this for a brand or a large brand or something like that, then you're not going to want to do this. Now, as far as running ads on Twitter, the biggest thing, guys, is that they're not super useful unless, again, you're working with a brand and you're trying to promote your content. Even Twitter as a sales generator or as a lead generator still isn't the greatest platform. So what you might consider doing instead on Twitter is using it to promote highly valuable and highly searched content, or a content that's super popular already with your audiences, and using it to drive people to content on your site, or a landing page of some kind that has content or valuable information on it. So we're really not going to spend too much time inside of Twitter as far as the ads are concerned, because really, again, most of you aren't going to use Twitter ads. If you want to check out something on Twitter ads, I'm sure there's other videos out there, but really, guys, it's pretty much very similar to working inside of Facebook or Instagram ads. They do have a tracking pixel just like Facebook and Instagram have. So make sure that you have all of that set up just like you would with any other social campaign. So let's talk about some best practices for Twitter marketing. First thing I want to mention is repurposing content. If you're creating content for YouTube, YouTube or a blog, this is a great way to actually just take that content, break it down into micro chunks, and then spread it out across tweets. Number 2 is using old tweets and retweeting, okay? Using old tweets is completely okay. If it didn't get a lot of traction the first time, send it out again, because again, it is a fast-paced platform, meaning you can send tweets 5 to 15 times a day, and you're not going to have the fatigue that you would on Facebook and Instagram. And retweeting is just a great way for you to take other people's content and show them that you enjoyed it by resharing it on your profile. Not to mention, it's easy content for you to create because all you're doing is sharing it. Next is emojis. Use them in your text. That's all I really have to say about that. Use emojis in your copy. And then finally is hashtags. Look, don't use hashtags like you see those people out there who put 600,000 hashtags in one freaking post. Only use relevant hashtags and try to use them inside of the actual copy that you're writing. Make it look like it's almost like a natural word. It just has a hashtag on it. And all that's going to do is allow you to show that post to more people who are interested in that topic while not making it bogged down and look like a sales ad. So make sure to use that hashtagify tool that we mentioned to find only the most relevant and popular hashtags that can actually reach out to your audiences and make them engage. But that is it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed everything that we had to show you about Twitter marketing. Again, it is really not a complicated platform, nor is it complex, so don't overcomplicate using Twitter. And since you stayed till the end, make sure you check right below this video in the description at the very top, and you'll find a link to our SMMA checklist plus 2-week training that we promised you'd get at the very beginning. But that's it for this video, guys. I will see you all on the next one. So until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye, guys.
Ready to start living the 6-figure work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.